NCTV45, The Train, anytime on your time.
This program was provided through funding from Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. A special thanks to Cedars, featuring Middle Eastern, Italian, and American cuisine.
RNA Screen Printing Newcastle is the place to go for signs, shirts, hats, vinyl lettering, embroidery, magnets, vehicle lettering, banners, window decals, and they can put your design on many items. They have decals for vehicles and signs for all your advertising needs. Great selection of sizes and styles of regular or glitter t-shirts. RNA can iron on a logo while you wait and can do any school logo. RNA Screen Printing, 1217 Moravia Street, Newcastle, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Call 724-652-2241.
Today's program was furnished by a grant from the Beanery Depot and Deli, featuring coffee, made-to-order subs, and snacks. The Beanery Depot and Deli in Mahoningtown.
Welcome to the Cedars Sports Corner, everybody. I'm Alex Salaverson, and I hope all of you enjoyed Championship Sunday over the weekend. However, I feel as if you're a Steeler fan, you did
Championship interference.
Yeah, I feel like most
Championship interference.
Whoa! The same old story. Patriots going back to the Super Bowl, and I feel really bad for the Vikings, only because, one, the Vikings were always my favorite NFC team, so they're my NFC squad, and that was such a egg that they laid on Sunday, and everything was going for them. They were at home. They weren't at home.
I was gonna say,
they're having the Super Bowl. They're having the Super Bowl at home, is what I'm trying to say. They're having the Super Bowl in Minnesota. What a story that would have been for the Vikings to be in the Super Bowl in their home stadium. That never has happened before.
now you know what? You can't. It's not about feeling bad. It is not about feeling bad. It is more about interference not being called. Okay, now what's bad is this is become a situation where everybody is recognizing the calls just not being made on New England. It's like when they won their first Super Bowl, people started to feel bad because New England would get beat. They were a perennial Super Bowl loser. And
we all know how that turned out. They came the villains.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they decided, well, against, at that time, the Rams that were in St. Louis, we'll just stop calling interference. And you know, don't believe me, just go back and look at some of the tape. I mean, geez, oh man.
You know, my favorite thing was watching the referee celebrate with the Patriots players. That was just fitting, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's a special kind of feeling when you have that kind of camaraderie.
Yeah, that was just a little bit sketchy, but I was really pulling for Jacksonville, not only just because it was New England, but because Jacksonville is a franchise, really with the exception of the recent success, it's been pretty much a bottom feeder.
Yeah, but I didn't really care who won. I could really say that. If the Patriots won, and they won straight up, and the interference calls weren't an issue, then I'm all there. I'm all in, okay? But it's consistent. The Steeler game the touchdown that wasn't, the 8-yard out, where if it's a completion, Jacksonville's in the Super Bowl. Okay, not called. Okay, on the interference. You just can't keep running a league like that.
A lot of people feel the same way, Ange, and you wonder if it's ever going to really be addressed. I mean, regardless if you feel like the game was called fair or not, it just seems like every Patriot game, there's just issues, and it's becoming a turnoff.
Yeah.
You know what also is a turnoff for me? It's the Super Bowl matchup. Another Super Bowl with New England and Philly. I mean, I guess if you're a Philly fan, you're excited, of course.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a nationally recognized game. New England and Philly, even though they're playing in Minnesota, leaves out a major part of the country. And it just does.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a repeat Super Bowl of 2004, and I think everyone pretty much expects the Patriots to win again, and then the Patriots get their 6th Super Bowl win and be tied with the Steelers, and then, oh, man. And speaking of the Steelers, we got a couple things to talk about with them, and we'll hit on that topic next segment. So don't go anywhere, and now a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Angelo Parada here for Croakers, Kegs, and Corks. And if that's not a mouthful, nothing is. But when you need a mouthful of that special brew, it's Croakers, Kegs, and Corks. You know, nothing tastes better than when you make it yourself. And I do some of that brew myself quite often. I like doing it. It's a great hobby, and it's something you can do. Croakers, Kegs, and Corks located right in Union Township. Give them a try. This program furnished by the MAD Unit, Mobile Auto Detailing. See Michael Sad at themadunit.com. Funding provided by Main Street Clothiers and Tailors, Washington Street, Newcastle.
Welcome back to the Cedar Sports Corner, everybody, and I'm just going to start with some breaking news.
Wait, McCutcheon's coming back to Pittsburgh.
I wish. Don't toy with people's hearts there. Did you hear the news?
We traded McCatchy to the Cleveland Browns.
Probably eventually. Just the way things work around here. Trades don't make no sense. But I was going to say, there's going to be, I'm predicting more of a breaking news in the future, that Todd Haley, who has just been hired as the Browns offensive coordinator, will be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns come mid-season next year.
Hey, now wait, think about this. It'll save the Browns time, because they'll be able to ruin quarterbacks faster.
Well, you know, with the exception of Todd Haley's really baffling play calls at the worst times, look what he was able to do with the Steelers' offense. So, to me...
come on, I'm missing that. Now, what was he able to do? 4th and a foot and take the ball out of Benton's hands.
Well, that's why I said, with the exception of the play calling. So, it seems like the Browns are probably going to be stuck with bad play calling, but remember when Todd Haley came in, how bad we're not even saying how bad the Steelers' offense was.
Maybe we should try him out. Maybe he could do the weather.
Either way, he was brought into Cleveland because they believed he was the one who made the Steelers' offense a power. I don't know if I would go that far. He contributed.
Check the person that drafted the players.
Well, see, the thing is, when you have Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, Juju Smith-Schuster, Le'Veon Bell, you better have a really good offense. So, it's now been officially, it's official now that the Steelers' offensive coordinator is Ben Roethlisberger's best friend, his quarterback coach.
Well, you can't really blame Ben for stupid. I mean, after that game, Ben and the rest of the team looked like they had really gotten the shaft. Okay? And when you're in a position to win, I just, I don't want to, on these cold winter days, speed up the season, but baseball's on my mind. And I'm just like, how much longer can Major League Baseball wait while one owner screws up a market?
Well, think about it. It was, 21 years before the Pirates had 2 seasons where they finally went to the playoffs. Looks to kind of be going in that same direction again. But yet, the Pirates administration wants us to believe in what they're doing, believe in the young talent that they're going to put in this team, that they have put in this team. I mean, they have.
It's far-reaching because when you're coming up on the 4th of July, you're 4 games back, as they were maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and you did it, and then everybody waited, and then you were on the cusp again, and you dropped everybody out. You can't keep funneling people through like that and hope to catch lightning in a bottle.
I agree. Well, what you have here is not even thin-based evidence, pretty substantial evidence, not even just from last year, but from previous years, that Pirates ownership favors financial flexibility more than winning. But let's not get started on the Pirates here, because me and Angelo won't be able to stop talking. But don't go anywhere, and catch us for our next segment. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Today's programming is brought to you by NCTV45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station. This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535. These fine businesses provided funding for this program. Gatherings, Town and Country, and On Target.
Welcome back to the Cedars Sports Corner, everybody.
And it's time to put up your dukes.
That's right. We're going to be talking about our local favorite college basketball team. I don't know if it's the Pitt Panthers, but we know where Angelo's heart lies. He is an alum of Duquesne University, and his affinity and passion for Duke's basketball is not matched by anything else, at least anything that I could be aware of. So Duquesne basketball, 14-6 now, second place in their conference. Cruising, setting up a showdown with Rhode Island. And couple things to think about. Local Lawrence County native and assistant coach there from Shenango, McNeese. And that's bringing a lot of interest to the area. Then you have the Dukes, who this is a first-year coach, catches a little bit of lightning in a bottle. In basketball, a 10-point loss isn't anything. They lost by 10 to the Panthers, but they rattled off wins after those first 3 losses that were pretty kind of impressive. 97-48 over Delaware. Okay. They took on San Francisco, the Dons, and beat them 67-65 out there. Okay. Went down to Dayton, and there was no Dayton in Dayton. They just beat them. Took on GW, beat them. Fordham. Went to Vegas with a 101-94 win. And you have to start believing in the Dukes, who are averaging 74 points a game, and you got 38 rebounds. They're only allowing 66,
And they seem to be on the rise. Now they're going to be taking on Richmond, okay, tonight, and then they'll have Rhode Island for a big showdown on NBC Sports Channel Saturday at noon. It's like high noon. It's like the showdown. And then you got a win against GW, because they got to go down to GW. St. Bonaventure, who's always that's a rival and a nemesis. Duke, Dayton, Fordham, and St. Joe's, and then it goes back to St. Bonnie, Davidson, St. Louis, and UMass. So if you look at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 games, if they go 8-4, that puts them in an interesting position where they're 22-10. Any 23-win team, you're looking to go into the big dance.
And when was the last time they were in the dance?
Well, Norm Nixon and the boys back right before I matriculated to the Bluff in the 70s. Now, they were at the NIT 25 years ago, and then everybody sucked up their coaches. So this is going to be an interesting trip around the bases here for Duquesne, as everybody they're going to play, they've beaten, and let's go Dukes.
Let's go Dukes. I'm always rooting for those mid-major local teams, whether it's YSU, Duquesne, Robert Morris, and apparently Pitt. But that's a topic for another show. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in to this episode of the Cedars Sports Corner, and I think we touched base on everything. And
A special thanks to the YMCA for caring about the Lawrence County community and providing funding for this program.